video before this talking about how Nick Sirianni didn't give a speech to the guys after that disastrous loss. So go watch that. And if you want to call into the live stream, if you want to come hang out with us, you want to come talk some sports on here, you have to DM me on Broad Street Sports on Instagram, or if you know me personally, text me, and you can join up, talk a little bit of sports. But without further ado, I want to bring up the first legitimate topic here, and that is the fact of how bad that first loss was for the Eagles Monday night. That was disastrous. Nick Sirianni is a moron. Our coordinators are morons. Okay, I got to kick him. I can't do it. I literally cannot take it. I cannot take him. He's gone. I can't take him. So the Eagles had a terrible loss Monday night. Jalen Hurts, trash. The defensive line had no pressure. They couldn't stop the run. And really, I'm quite concerned. I really believe that this team might finish 10-7. That's not an overreaction. This team, we saw it last year. This team is still playing just like they did at the collapse last year. I'm not happy with this team, and I'm not even when it's Eagles football, like when it's Eagles time. I'm not even excited to watch the Eagles. So I'm just not very happy with what I'm seeing. It starts with Nick Sirianni. Kellen Moore had a terrible game plan. Vic Fangio, the guy who's supposed to lead us to a championship, the guy who's supposed to have us a legitimate defense, he sucks. He doesn't know how to call a game on the defensive side. And I'm at the point now. It's like this team's concerning, man. This team is just not good. They're not going to win a Super Bowl. But go ahead, Vince. I know you're ready to absolutely troll me with Jalen Hurts.
No, all right. So really, just to start off, I'm going to give my opinions on the defense first, because I know we're going to get into the Jalen Hurts talk a little bit later. So pretty much right now, what I saw out of the defense from watching film and then obviously watching the game, the defensive line was non-existent in the game whatsoever. Bottom line is we drafted 3 players on that defensive line in the first round in the last 3 years. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis could not stop the run for his life. Pass rush, he got nowhere. He was getting shoved around. Jalen Carter missed a meeting, did not play. Moro Ojomo was getting reps, and many of you don't even know who he is. So that's just terrible. Jalen Carter was terrible. He was getting owned by Chris Lindstrom the whole game. He got pancaked blocked multiple times. He was just getting thrown all over. Nolan Smith was pretty much non-existent in that game as well. He has done nothing in the first 2 games of the season. It's pretty concerning that Brandon Graham is our best defensive lineman and arguably our best defensive player because he's going into his 15th season, and it's just pretty pathetic. Brandon Graham was the only one getting pressure in my eyes. Really, the only bright spots on our team were our backup D tackles, which was pretty concerning for me. The DBs looked pretty terrible. Quinyon Mitchell had a very good play early on in the game where he almost picked the ball off. He had a nice breakup in the red zone too. Other than that, Slay was just getting bodied. No pressure at all, no run stop. Bijan was just running all over us the whole game. And I just want to touch on this real quick. Our linebacker play, I thought Zach Baum has looked significantly better than every linebacker that we had last year.
He wasn't too good Monday night.
I was just going to get to that. He was not very good. And our other starting linebacker, Nakobe Dean, well, bites about on every play action that there is in the game. He cannot force a player to the edge. He's just terrible, Nakobe Dean. So I really don't understand why they're not playing Devin White, because Nakobe Dean I really don't get the hype with him. I guess he's been good with blitzing in training camp in the preseason. I haven't seen it. And this is our 3rd defensive coordinator in the last 2 years. So clearly it might not be a defensive coordinator problem. It's probably the personnel problem, because our players just can't play. They can't tackle. They can't stop the run. Can't pass rush. We've invested a lot of money into these positions, $91 million between Josh Sweat and Bryce Huff and multiple first-round picks, and we just can't do anything. So it's brutal on the defensive side. And then offensive side, I thought it was a weak game from Kellen Moore. The offense looked very vanilla without
That's a big ESPN stat word right there. That's
yeah,
a big one.
It was looking very bland without AJ Brown. Dallas Goedert was a no-show that game. Jahan Dotson was a no-show that game. Brayton Covey had 6 catches during the game, and
Well, that's a problem.
That
That's
is a problem. That's a serious problem that we have.
That's a serious problem when a 5'11"
5'7", 7.
I don't even know how tall he is. When Britton Covey is number one, getting your most receptions, and he is a big part of your offense, there is a serious problem. And the fact you have a top 5, top 7 tight end in the league, and you didn't use them at all, by the way.
Well, he's getting $15 million a year to run routes. Like, what is he doing? Why aren't we getting him the ball?
Well, when are we finally going to attack Kellen Moore? Why am I the only guy with these episodes that is attacking Kellen Moore? He had a terrible game plan, terrible game management. Any smart guy would have known that you run the ball on third and 4, third and whatever it was on the final drive of the game. You know that you run the ball with Saquon Barkley. You don't pass it, and then you run the. Then it looked like I was watching Brian Johnson over again. I was watching guys. The quick slants to the outside, the Britton Covey. By the way, he had about 15 catches and had about -5 yards. He went nowhere.
Terrible.
So, and then you have Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith, I thought, played well, but he was getting owned. They were playing physical on him. He wasn't playing.
He was getting destroyed.
It's just wild. It's wild to see. And Kellen Moore, terrible. I thought he had a good offensive game plan in Green Bay. In Green Bay, but I don't even know what I watched. I have no idea what I watched Monday night. It wasn't just bad from Jalen Hurts. It was bad from the offensive line. It was bad from the receivers to blocking. I mean, I'm not a fan of Jalen Hurts, and I want him to stay in the pocket as long as he can. But that offensive line didn't give him any help.
Well, I thought the offensive line played pretty well. I thought they only allowed like 1 sack to Matt Judon, who's the top edge rusher. But I just want to go touch back on the coaching and that played a Saquon at the end of the game. I think as the head coach, Nick Sirianni has to step up. And, his job is to handle the players, to motivate the players, and also clock management. I thought he did an awful job with clock management that game. I thought we called unnecessary timeouts. I thought we need to run that ball. I thought it was a well-executed play. I understand all the players are in the box. I get what you're trying to do, but you have to run down that play. You could at least get 60 seconds off the clock there. So I think that was absolutely just a brutal game by Nick Sirianni. I really think he needs to go first before anyone. So when you're really comparing who needs to go first, Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni, it's got to be Sirianni because Sirianni has showed us time and time again that he cannot clock management. And I honestly don't know what he does. He obviously doesn't call the plays on offense, doesn't call the plays on defense, doesn't call the plays on special teams either. And he's at a disconnect with Kellen Moore. And when I saw his post-game interview, he was saying that to the reporters, why are we trying to stir the beef? There's no beef to be stirred. I don't understand why you can't step in as the head coach, as you were hired as an offensive head coach. And we just know he's terrible with the offensive play calling. He gave it up 4 years ago to Shane Steichen. Offense was significantly better after that. But Nick Sirianni needs to step up. All he does on the sideline is get hyped when CJ Gardner rips his helmet off.
That was such a disgrace.
That was terrible.
That was such a disgrace, man.
And CJ Gardner Johnson is a disgraceful player too. I mean,
he's a scumbag.
He was pulling mouth guards off. He was punching people. He was ripping his helmet off. Almost got us a penalty. I mean, really, we just can't have these in crucial situations like that.
And that is a clear representation of the moronic, idiotic, and incompetent coaching staff led by Nick Sirianni. That is a clear representation. We had 5 penalty calls on the same play, 5 different flags on 5 different times where we had an eligible offensive lineman downfield. Cam Jurgens, he had about 2 or 3 of them. So these guys, and eligible, Jahan Dotson had one of them too. He was barely on the field. The one time he's on the field, he gets an eligible man downfield. So my question to Nick Sirianni is what is your function? What is your job on this team? If you watched my podcast earlier, it's out. It's on there. It's on my channel. Nick Sirianni, Monday night, now this might be breaking news to you guys, so unclog the ears and listen up. Nick Sirianni did not give a single word, a single speech, anything to the 53-man roster in that locker room after that pathetic loss to Atlanta. Didn't say anything. Did not say a word. So, so his job, he got offensive play calls taken away from him. He has no input on the defensive side of the ball. He doesn't even sit in on the offensive meetings anymore. He literally just pops into the meetings and leaves. He doesn't sit through the entire meetings. So I'm like, I don't know. His function was to be a motivator and a speaker for the team. He's not doing that. And it shows the clear incompetence that he allowed Jalen Hurts. I don't have a problem that Jalen Hurts spoke. It's the problem that Jalen Hurts was the only one that spoke. And your head coach didn't speak after your head coach looked like a fool on the sidelines once again, running down the sidelines about 40 yards to go dap up C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Then, he doesn't reprimand anybody for the ineligible men downfield. I don't know what's up with these guys, but Nick Sirianni is holding this team back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Every step of the way, this team is getting held back by Nick Sirianni.
Well, when I watched that interview today with Jalen Hurts, the reporter asked him, "So how did you going to speak to the players, and why was it a players-only speech in the locker room?" And Jalen's answer was, it was kind of just thrown upon him. He said it wasn't really the coach's decision. It was really just it happened. So what I'm thinking is, what is the leadership inside of the organization, inside with the coaches? Because Nick Sirianni doesn't do anything. Jeffrey Lurie's son is player personnel. Howie Roseman is the general manager. We have the coordinators who do their own thing. What does he do? He does nothing. I think he plays mini hoop all day inside of his room. He really does nothing. I think he watches his high school highlight film and his college highlight film, which is terrible. He does nothing for the team. He provides nothing. And he's clearly lost Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has had a terrible relationship with him. And Jalen Hurts has no trust in him. When we got Kellen Moore in the preseason, and we hear that Nick Sirianni is just heading in and out of the meeting rooms, Jalen Hurts progressed heavily. Now with Nick Sirianni on the sideline being his forefront coach, now we see a regression in Jalen Hurts in the season. 3 turnovers already, 4 turnovers. And another thing that's really alarming is the penalties on the offensive line, which Nick Sirianni is the offensive head coach, and obviously his job is clock management, coaching the team for the penalties. And this is 2 straight games where Cam Jurgens has had multiple penalties on the offensive line. Landon Dickerson called for a penalty. Jahan Dotson called for a penalty. And he's just not using the talent on the field. So really, I think Nick Sirianni is the problem to the pathetic loss to Atlanta.
So I know we're covering a lot right now, but I want some callers. I want some of your guys' input. We're going to read the comments. So if you have anything to say so far about anything we said, and if you would like to call in, DM me on Instagram at Broad Street Sports _. And if you know me personally, you can text me. But we need some callers. Come on,
True.
guys. Let's read these comments. Let me go up. Julian Turney would have caught the ball Saquon dropped. True. Great guy. Can you explain to me why I am getting so much hate? Because Jalen Hurts sucks. Jalen Hurts sucks. Jalen Hurts is a pathetic loser and is not meant to play in the city of Philadelphia. I agree with that. Vince is rage baiting me. Vince is hate. We haven't. Look at this. Yo, if you want to call in, you gotta text me. I'll send you the link to join. Okay. All right. Bet. We have our first caller. He's a tad bit clueless. He never called in, but we're going to get him on here.
First time caller, long time listener.
First time caller. Check the background of your boy's room. Now that's what I'm saying though. He's rage baiting. He's trolling me. I'm not glazing. Who am I glazing? I got nobody to glaze.
Jalen Hurts played an amazing game. Jalen played pretty well.
No, he did not. Vince, get me a reason. Oh, we got him in here. We got our first caller. Here we go, boys. Be ready for this one. Here we go. What up?
Yeah.
Say, I want to hear you say a long-time listener, first-time caller. Can I hear you say that?
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Let's get it.
Here we go. What's on your mind?
All right, so I wanted to hear. So I don't know much about Philly sports, but I do know about our school team. So what do you think about this game on Friday?
Friday night against Winslow. It's going to be a good game. It's 9 versus 10 in the state. We should, if we win this week, it means we're legit. Like if we win this week, it means we're a legitimate football team.
Yeah.
But we should win. I heard that the number 1 receiver is out. That's just what I've heard from the grapevine. So we should very easily win. Dude, never let this kid join the call again. Are you a cornball? What else is on your mind? You got anything else?
That's it. I'm gonna go back to watching. You got to get someone else on here.
All right, I'm waiting.
All right,
I'm waiting. All right,
later.
Appreciate it, man. I don't know. We need some comments. We need something. Please, we need something. I need some guys calling in here.
True.
This podcast is bullshit. These I don't know how they make such quick burner accounts.
Nick Sirianni, terrible guy.
I mean, this cannot be. How do I stop? How do I stop this shit? I can't stop the glare. I can't. Let me call in. Yeah, you gotta DM me. Whoever it is, Cal Stelu. I don't know how to say his name. We need valid callers. That's what I'm saying. You guys got to call in, though. I mean,
true.
Well, I'm waiting on some guys to join in. If you guys want to call in, call in. Let's get it going. We got to make this. Shut up this podcast down. I give you all season. Oh my God, bro! You can know this shit. Hey, Cal, nice to meet you, Rocco. Well, look, we need some. I need something going on. Why? You guys got to say something.
True. You
guys are dodging the beautiful sports talk we had tonight.
True.
We had a solid lineup tonight.
Facts.
You're right. Uranus College. Rocco's last name is spelled right. Look at that. You guys. So we need somebody, bro. Jack.
Eagles trade targets. That's the comment. Someone Rowan Baseball said Eagles trade comments or Eagles trade targets.
Eagles trade targets. They need a lot of help, and I don't know where to start. First of all,
safety.
We need Justin. I don't even know if Justin Simmons is on the team. I don't think so.
He's on the Falcons. He was on the Falcons.
Oh, really? Got whatever. We need. I don't know who you want. I don't know who you can get. You need help back there. You need help in the secondary. Darius Slay sucks.
Well, we know Avonte Maddox is going to get hurt eventually.
Darius Slay is 40.
If I were to sign anybody, I would probably sign Isaiah Simmons from the Giants. I'd trade for him. He's played safety in college. He's a linebacker for the Giants. You could get him at a cheap price. If he slims down, he could play in the box.
All right. Well, we have another. Look at these burner accounts getting joined up here.
True.
So we have our second caller of the day. My producer says his name's Jack. We're going to look and see who it is here. Jack, you're on Broad Street Sports, pal. What do you got to say?
I got a picture of the person behind me who I'd much rather have on the Eagles right now.
Wrong.
Well,
That's what I got.
I tend to agree. So what's really on your mind? We had a devastating loss from the Eagles Monday night. Jalen Hurts hasn't played like 2022, his 2022 self.
That was as close as you could get.
And we were told that he was going to. The defense as a whole has been trash. So can you give me what is bothering you the most?
All right, so I'll give you guys 4 options. I'll answer 2. You guys got to answer. What do you think is the main reason we lost last night? I'll give you Saquon Barkley dropping the pass, not him the whole game because he obviously wasn't the reason we lost. Saquon dropping the pass, Jalen interception, the coaching staff throughout the whole game, or that defense on the last drive.
I'll go first. I think it's obviously clear as day the defense. Defense deserves the majority of the blame because they've been like this for the last 2 years. We went from a team with 90 sacks to getting absolutely no pressure and getting smothered all game. If you really look at that pocket, that they had for Atlanta, Kirk Cousins was able to get the ball off many times. He was really only threw it away twice in the game because of pressure, and that was because of Brandon Graham. So, I mean, it was really pathetic on the defensive part. Darius Slay was getting cooked by Drake London. C.J. Gardner-Johnson got cooked by Darnell Mooney, who I thought was playing terrible to start the first 2 games, and then he goes.
Ben, stop reading ESPN stats.
Yeah,
I'm not reading stats.
You're just yapping right now. I mean,
it's called watching the game, something I do and not text while I'm watching the game.
Can we keep this? I mean, come on, keep this. Look, Vince.
But yeah, the defense.
I mean, I'll agree on the defense, but I think no, actually, I don't agree on the defense. I think it's the coaching by far. I mean, we went into last season. Our 2 coordinators were apparently the reason why we were so bad on offense and defense. But now it's the same exact thing. I think it's Nick Sirianni, honestly. He does nothing besides call timeouts and answer press conferences, and he couldn't even do either of that last week.
True.
He doesn't talk to his team. He has Jalen Hurts do it, who, he can't motivate anybody. Jalen Hurts, I saw somebody, I was getting a haircut, and I had a barber walk in, and he said the same thing I was saying, me and Ryan were saying, is Jalen Hurts, since Alabama, has played the same way. He does not go through his reads. He looks at his first progression. If he's not open, he's running out of bounds to the sidelines. He's finding an open receiver. He's not going through his progressions. He's either finding an open receiver on the run, making a play for him, or he's throwing out of bounds, or he's getting a sack.
All right, well,
we do so much. They've been the best O-line for 5 years in the NFL.
Well, it was terrible play calling.
Can I answer the question now?
No.
Let me answer this question.
Oh, well, I was gonna continue, but I guess.
Oh, well, hold on. It's my turn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Excuse me. It's my turn. So you asked who the problem really was that we lost. You can look at this from 15 different areas, 15 different ways. You can say it's because Saquon dropped the ball. You could say it's because Nick Sirianni is an incompetent moron. You could say our coordinators were terrible. You could say our defense as a whole was terrible. You could say our offense had no scheme. You could say Jalen Hurts did not play well again.
Oh my God.
You could say any bit of what you want. It comes down to the coaching staff. The players play. The players act to the way that the coaches coach them. Nick Sirianni does not coach them hard. Nick Sirianni does not coach them in any way that makes them better. So, and then the coordinators. I mean, the reason why Kellen Moore got fired from Dallas, he got fired from the Chargers, was because he does the same shit. It was the same shit over and over again. You watched him last night. He would rather pass the ball with an incompetent quarterback than run the ball with a top 2 running back in the league. That is a serious problem. Then you look at Then you go ahead and you look at what Vic Fangio did. Vic Fangio was terrible. The definition of incompetent. I mean, really was. He sat there. He called no blitz. I was looking at the highlights. There was a play. There was a play where we had 3 dudes in the box. 3 guys in the box. You usually rush 4 or 5. 3 dudes in the box.
Well, that was because Bryce Huff got pushed off the screen.
Well, Bryce Huff is the single worst player this team has seen.
You guys, you can't say that. It's been 2 weeks.
No, but he's our by far worst run defender on the whole team, and he's non-existent in pass rush.
Jordan Davis has
Jordan
Davis
is bad, but Bryce Huff is holy.
Bryce Huff has played probably 30 snaps for us. I don't know how you're making
and he can't because we can't stop the run. That is why. And every time he's in
stop the pass
running, exactly, and it's because we
can't throw the ball.
Rush.
Well, Vince, let me ask you this: who does it come down to? Who? Is it the personnel that my main man Howie Roseman put together, or is it the shitty game plan that Big Fangio is putting together? Or I mean, which one is it, Vince?
Well, bottom line is it's a mixture of both, but mainly the personnel. You have to get after the pass rusher with the players that we drafted, with the money that we paid them. We have to get after, and it doesn't matter if we're blitzing 3 or if we're blitzing 7. We have to get after them. And really, the linebacker play is just we haven't had any good linebackers since TJ Edwards 3 years ago. I mean, so what are we doing? This is another year where Howie Roseman picked up a linebacker who hasn't played for us or just hasn't played well at all. And we've invested nothing into that position, and that's been our most needed position every single year. And safety, we bring back C.J. Gardner-Johnson after talking trash on Eagles fans, and we keep Reed Blankenship in the starting lineup, getting him another 1-year deal. Well, I think Reed Blankenship is decent for what he is, but we've really invested nothing into the defense besides corner. And really, we were going to throw James Bradbury back out there. We kept him on the 53. So I really just don't understand the personnel. And I give Howie a lot of credit because I thought going into the offseason, this was a really strong offseason for us. But we're really thin at all positions. But obviously, Nick Sirianni is probably the biggest problem on the team as a whole because he is the coach, so he should get majority of the blame.
True. Now, Jack, you've called in before, so you know how this rodeo goes. Do you have any last word? Because we have some other callers that want to join in here. This is WIP basically, so this is better than WIP. So give me any last words. Now, if you want to join back for the Phillies portion, which we will be getting to in momentarily, you have any last words on the Eagles?
No, but I know the Phillies are going to win the World Series.
Well, I'll add you back. Stay in the back. Stay in the backstage. Stay in the backstage.
All right, we'll see.
All right, we got another caller here. This guy's been waiting a long time. We're going to add him. We got Devin in the background here.
Damn right. What's up, guys?
What's on your mind, man? What's on your mind?
You there? I'm lagging out.
Is he frozen for you too?
I think he's good.
No, he's good.
But I don't have sound.
We got Devin on the stream. He's calling in. What's on your mind, Dev?
Oh,
he left.
We lost him.
What's he doing?
We lost him.
Oh, no, that's not good. Here he is. He's back. He's back.
My apologies.
All right, let's hear what's on your mind here.
So I just have one question. Do we foresee the Eagles in a Super Bowl?
No.
Really?
With the way they're playing, no.
All right. Well, what about their playoff run status? How are we feeling about that?
I'm sorry. I'll let you go.
I'm thinking we get first, second round knocked out. I don't like how we're playing right now, man. I just don't like how we're playing.
I think you could be looking now. Everybody's going to say, "Oh, this is overreaction. You're delusional. You're retarded." Whatever. This team, they keep it up the way that they're playing. They could be looking at a 10-7 season. They really could.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
I think they could be worse.
And I don't even want that. They could go 10-7 and miss the. They could even go 9-8. They could even possibly, if they go at this rate. And now this is a stretch, but at this rate, They might have a losing season. That's a stretch. But if I'm being honest, we're looking at a 9-8, 10-7 season if they keep it up right now.
I personally think 11-6 and losing the divisional round. It's reminding me a lot of the Sixers.
I mean, at least we're not the Panthers.
True.
Could be worse.
Yeah, but there's a difference. We are built to win a Super Bowl. We're built to succeed, and kind of like people look at professional sports now and say, like, what kind of it? Like, coaches don't have impact on the games anymore. Coaches don't have impact on the play. You are looking at a prime example of coaches having clear, I don't even know the word, but clear input, hold on the team. Nick Sirianni is incompetent. He's been incompetent. And after the collapse last night should have never have happened. Or Monday night should have never have happened.
No, I agree. 110% should have never happened.
I
went to bed with 3 minutes
Good.
left thinking we were going to have the W, but woke
it
up
wasn't
and
even that. I mean, you can win any way you want. You have to win the games. And, Kirk Cousins came in with a torn Achilles right off that injury, and we didn't put Milton Williams, a loser. Milton Williams got to the quarterback, got to Kirk Cousins before anybody else did. It's a shame. And, I mean, really, this team is a clear representation of the coaches. Kellen Moore, clueless. Vic Fangio, not – what's the right word for Fangio? No balls. He's no guts. Really, no guts. He plays like it's the 80s, real laid back. No, we don't do that.
oh,
it's a problem. I mean, it's a problem. This team should seriously go.
All right, boys. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say. I might have to step aside for a little bit, but I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call in, man.
Yes, sir.
Of course. See you guys.
See you.
See you, man. Now,
can I just get to a point before we add any callers?
Go ahead.
What really pisses me off is in Arizona, Jonathan Gannon, who everybody wanted to leave, he looks like he's running a competent football team with a team that was projected to be awful, and they're going head-to-head with the Bills. They just mopped the Rams. The Cardinals look like an amazing team right now, and that's run by Jonathan Gannon. So whose fault was it in the Super Bowl? Was it Jonathan Gannon or Nick Sirianni? It was Nick Sirianni.
None of these guys want to be with Nick Sirianni. None of these guys want to be there. They hate him.
And the only reason why Kellen Moore came is so he could have complete control of the offense, because Nick Sirianni is clueless.
Well, Kellen Moore does have complete control of the offense.
And he does. He
does. Terrible game Monday.
He did.
Terrible. We have another caller. I want to switch. Damn. I want to switch to the Phillies. A lot of comments. A lot of people saying we got to switch to the Phillies. So right now, at this current moment, the Phillies win tonight. They clinch a playoff spot. Now, also, if the Phillies lose tonight and the Mets lose and the Braves lose or vice versa, the Phillies still clinch a playoff spot. So at this point right now, this Phillies team is in a good spot. They're most likely, without a doubt, going to win the division. They're most likely, without it, they're going to clinch a playoff spot. And I think they will get the first seed. I don't know for sure if they're going to win a World Series. I don't think so. But we got our first caller in here. We're going to see what he has to say. So here we go. We're going to add him. What up, Will? What's going on, my man?
What's up, boys? How are you?
Good. How are you,
Good,
my
how
man?
are
What's
you?
on your mind?
I'm good. So I actually have the game on now. I think the season's heading in a good direction so far. Everyone's starting to heat up at the right times. Harper, his rough 0 for 32 streak or whatever it was. He's starting to get back now, and they're heading in a good direction. I agree. I don't know if they'll win a World Series or maybe get there. NLCS, I think, for sure. But we'll see. I think they're trending in a good direction right now, though.
Well, this team is a World Series caliber team.
I agree.
They're built like these comments. Will is actually eating a cheeseburger.
I can't even see him.
Oh my god!
Oh, I see him.
Is that third person in AI? Oh my god! I hate. Well, yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, if you guys can do better than Will has a set of balls and he's joining up here and he's talking sports. Why can't you guys join it? And if you guys are going to make all these burner accounts, why can't you subscribe to me? Can you at least do some good justice and subscribe to me on the burner accounts? Please, I get 200 subscribers with them. Please, Chris, show you a stop hiding. All right, so Will, you have anything to say about the Eagles either? I mean, what about the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, it's still early in the season. I mean, yeah, it was a terrible game, but I don't think there's much to worry about right now. But as the season moves on, and if things trend how their last game was, it's not going to be a great season.
So what do you predict that their record will be?
I'm hoping 12-5, 11-6, somewhere around there.
I think they'll be 10-7. Will.
I don't know.
I'm not confident.
I mean, I think there'll be a lot of close games in which it'll come down to the last couple minutes of the game and see how they can pull it out then. But
all right, so we have your guy that you wanted to join up with. Well, he's here. We got him. We're going to add him in. What's going on? I know he's back. He's a second-time caller today. Jack, if you're not going to take this serious, if you're not going to set up in a legitimate spot, you're going to be kicked.
What am I not taking seriously?
That haircut. Yeah, that haircut. I mean, dude. All right. So Jack, what do you got to say about the Phillies, man?
I already said it. I think we're winning the World Series.
Give me a break. Dude, give me something serious, Jack.
What are you talking about?
They're not winning the World Series. Give me something.
What?
Give me a talking point here, Jack.
Explain to me why they're not winning the World Series.
This has been the same copy and paste team for the same 3 years. They haven't won it yet. What makes this year any different? Sure, the third time's the charm. I don't think so.
It's the best roster we've ever had.
Wrong.
There's not much Rob Thompson has to do, even though he's not a good coach. Well, he's not a bad coach. I feel like this is his year to prove himself, but
how am I? Will Childs is so chopped. There we go.
Who said that?
I mean, these comments are eating Will alive.
It was Brennan. Brennan, leave, bro.
Childs, leave this call. All right, so I mean, so we have some other people that want to join in here. I mean, give me. I want both of you. Will go first, and then Jack. Jack's not even here. He's got a black screen.
I'm here.
Will go first. Give me something for the Eagles. Give me something for the Phillies. Go ahead.
Like what?
I don't.
What do you
give me whatever. Give me whatever you want. Give me a prediction. When do you think we win the NL East? Do you think we win tonight? I don't even know what the score is.
Jack, you go first. They're winning 1-0 right now.
I know. I heard the Bohm hit a double or something. Go ahead, Jack. Jack, Jack, give me something. Give me something.
I mean, what do you want me to? I don't know what you want me to say.
Let me just explain. You are one of the single worst callers we've ever had. You come into this show unprepared every time. Unprepared. I come in here. I got a book with me. This only time I have a book.
You haven't given me your take on the Phillies yet either.
Well, what do you want me to answer, Jack? I'll answer any question you want. I'm not like Kamala Harris. I'll answer any question.
Why are we not winning the World Series?
We will not win the World Series. Now, I don't. As the World Series ruled out, Jack, no. Do I think we'll win the World Series? Again, no. That is because this is the same copy and paste team for the last 3 years. The same hitters, same pitchers, same bullpen, same manager, same bench pieces.
That's just not true.
Excuse me. I'm speaking. Excuse me. So at this rate that we're going, the first seed is going to help us out tremendously. So I don't think the World Series is totally ruled out, but I don't think that this is. I don't think that this is. I don't. This is not a World Series team.
So you haven't.
Bishop
gave me
Sycamore says playoff is spelled wrong.
You're just like.
Oh, damn it! Really, I didn't know I
What
spelled
happened?
it wrong.
What happened?
I spelled playoff wrong.
Of course.
All right, now if you're going to be an ass, if you're going to be a jerk to me on my show, give me something.
You haven't answered my question.
I just did. I just said the Phillies weren't going to win because they have the same copy and paste team for 3 years. What in the hell makes it so different this year? Give me something. Tell me why it makes it different, Jack.
Because our bullpen is better than it ever has been. Our rotation is better than it. Hold on,
Jack. I'm gonna kick you so fast you have no idea what I'm talking
Get him out of
Give me a
here.
second, dude.
Jack, I don't want to look at a black screen all day. I want to look at a legitimate WIP call.
I'm a legitimate WIP caller right here. Hold on. Why is my I can't hear anything?
Get him off.
Jack, I mean, you are just abysmal. Vinny, stop mewing.
All right, hold on. How do I?
65 mile an hour. True.
All right.
Oh my God, we got a Kamala Harris person in here right now. Jack, you got a minute, pal. Give me something.
You didn't answer my question. You're not giving me anything.
I just did. You're rage baiting me now. You will be kicked. You are rage baiting me now.
Dude, you are so
You are a total ass. I have answered all 14 of your same exact questions in a row. You are giving me nothing. I've answered every single one. I said this is the same copy and paste team for the last 3 years, and what makes this team so different? I've asked you a question. Where is my answer to that question? Where?
What's your question?
I said, what makes this year's team so different?
Well, I told you it's a different bullpen. I think we got.
What's different? What is different? We have Jose Alvarado, Jeff Hoffman, Ryan Kirkland. It's the same guys over and over and over again.
No, you can't, because it's not the same thing. Jeff Hoffman is by far better than he ever has been. Same with Matt Strahm. Carlos Estevez is better than Kimbrel.
Carlos Estevez is nowhere near trustworthy yet.
And dude, I can't take you seriously. I mean, what does he have to prove?
Bro, who made a burner of me? Let's be for real.
How do I?
Jack,
you're not answering.
Jack, I've answered every single one of your questions.
All right, dude. You're just, I mean, I don't know you're not giving me a valid reason as to why they're not. Besides, it's the same team, which everybody knows it's not the same team. I mean,
it is by far the same team, Jack. It's the same. Look at the roster. Look at the roster. Are you clueless? This guy is lost in the sauce. Jack, give me your final words, please.
I don't have any final words. You got to answer my questions next time. I mean,
Jack, what am I not answering? Stop rage baiting me, dude. Stop rage baiting me.
All right, let me think.
What am I not answering?
All right, should I think of another question for you?
Yeah, answer something else, because I've answered the same question 20 different times. Give me something.
All right, my question is, so who would you start in the outfield in the postseason right now? We got like Hayes, we got Rojas, we got who else? Marsh, Castellanos. We're starting Castellanos, obviously. Who else would you start? We got Sosa. Sosa can play for Stott if he doesn't hit the ball. More players. Oh, Stevenson.
If I really think about this, I'm going to say your outfielders are a mix and match. If for center field, if we're facing a lefty, Rojas is going to start in center field. That's what Rojas is going to start. And I know I've had my beef with Rojas. Rojas is playing better. Rojas is playing all right.
What about
So,
Weston?
Weston Wilson is okay. Weston Wilson's not going to get any playing time in the playoff. Neither is Cody Clemens. In left field against the lefty, I think you're going to go Austin Hayes. That is without a doubt. But against righties, I think you're going to see Martian left, and you might see Cal Stevenson. Cal Stevenson's been playing good baseball, and Rob Thompson is in love with Cal Stevenson. So what do you think, Jack? I just answered that. What do you think, Jack?
Well, I think it's just going to be. I think it's going to be Castellanos and Wright. I mean, they're not even like playing Rojas anymore. So I mean, I don't even know what's going on. I haven't seen Rojas in the lineup in about 80% of the games. Bro, this phone, I can't. Give me a second.
Jack.
Yes. Hold on.
Jack, I mean, you are.
This is brutal.
I mean, it's Jack. There you go, boys. I appreciate and support all the love. We're at 183. Let's get this joint to 200 by the end of the weekend.
All right. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's what I got.
So now this has been a growing debate on WIP. Now, a lot of people, Broads, my guy Broads, everybody's bringing up the fact that they think that Christopher Sanchez should be the 2 in the playoffs behind Zach Wheeler, and Aaron Nola should be the 2. I mean, it should be the 3. What is your opinion on that? Do you think that we should flip-flop Nola and Sanchez?
Yeah, easily. I think they were saying Sanchez is better at home. So, I mean, I feel like it depends on that, if we're home or away. If we're away, I don't think it matters with Nola, they were saying. So just put Nola in.
I agree. I am okay with Sanchez going in 2. I do.
Yeah, I think Sanchez is a better pitcher, like more consistent.
True. All right, Jack. Are you done yet? Are you done? Are you tapped out for the night? The comments are really hating on you.
I mean, I'm giving the best takes here. I'm trying to find out.
All right, Jack. Well, you've been on, but I appreciate the call in, Jack. Can work on this? Work on your stuff, my man, please.
My Chromebook's like broken. My phone, I can't figure out how to plug it in. It's just not going well.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call in, Jack.
Of course.
See you, sir.
Great guy.
All right. Well, we have another caller. These are people or somebody that never really called in before, and we never really had. Oh, they left. They left the studio. They have left. Brody does not know you. Never let this kid call in again. He's been brutal. He was brutal. Joe, why don't you join in? Here, I'm gonna call Joe. Let's see what Joe's got. Here, watch this. Join in here, Joe. I know you're getting the phone call right now, Joe. Jack, this was by far Jack's worst phone call ever.
True.
He was terrible. He actually was really, really bad. He didn't have his camera. He didn't have any notes. Joe, I just called you, Joe.
This is
here. I have somebody about to join in here. Joe joined the thing. He said, Joe right now is absolutely dodging. Joe is dodging right now. Joe? Where you at, Joe? I'm gonna add myself into the thing. Oh my God! Hello, Broad Street. Love the content. Would love to have you as a Rams podcaster. The Rams. True. All these burners. Look at this. We have Trump in here. We have Ursinus College.
We have me in there.
We have Puka Tuka, and we have Broad Street. So all these burners are in here. The least that these burners could do is actually follow me, subscribe.
True.
Oh, Joe, what's going on, Joe?
What's good?
Joe. Now this is the one I've been waiting for. You got to say long-time listener, first-time caller, Joe. You got to say it.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
My man, Joe. What's on your mind, Joe?
I got a couple things to say, actually.
Go ahead, Joe.
First of all, the new outro is ass. The intro, it's ass. Really ass.
What's the problem with it, Joe?
It's too short, nothing. The Maxi one was way better. And then my second take is you're being way too harsh on the Eagles already. You were doing this all year with the Phillies, saying they're going to lose and all this shit. Now they're getting hot. And your takes are, quite frankly, horrible. They're pretty bad.
True.
They're pretty bad.
Now that is your takes, not you, Joe, but Vince. Your takes, you have no room to say anything to me.
Wrong. I was carrying the Eagles segment.
That is false.
You guys are getting mad at Nick Sirianni, but he don't even do anything. Like
that's why we're getting mad at him.
Joe. That's the exact reason I'm pissed off.
But it's not his fault.
Joe, he's the head coach of a National League football team.
You gotta be mad at Howie then, bro.
Football team.
He doesn't have permission to do anything. He doesn't run the offense. He doesn't run the defense.
Because he's a loser.
Because he sucks at everything.
Dude, he went to the Super Bowl like 2 years ago.
You know who his coordinators were? One of the best offensive coordinators out in the league.
But he made the final call on every call.
Oh, give me a break. Joe, we lost the friggin' game.
He made it to the Super Bowl. You guys expect to make it to the Super Bowl every year. That's just unrealistic. It's so unrealistic. It's actually it's crazy.
What's unrealistic, Joe? The fact that I want my head coach to do something?
It's not up to him. They took his rights away.
Because he doesn't know how to manage a team.
He had one bad season. He took the team to the Super Bowl.
We've lost 9 out of the last 11 games.
Collapse, Joe. This team collapsed like no other.
Dude, you can't make the plays for your players. They threw the ball to Saquon, and he didn't catch the ball. That ain't on any of the coaches. It's on him. They can't catch the ball for him. He has to catch the ball.
Joe, let me ask you this, Joe. The second drive of the game, it was 4th and 4. If we went for it on 4th and 4. Now, we went for it. We called the timeout by Jalen. I thought we were going to end up kicking it. We did not. We went for it. We didn't get it. Now, if we kicked that field goal, we would have won the game. And you know who called that? Nick Sirianni, your boy. So, Joe.
It's real easy to say that after the game. It's real easy to say that.
Joe, I made a video right
after the game.
Joe, I made a video right after that play saying that that he's incompetent and we should have kicked the ball.
But if it worked out and they got the first down, everybody would be like, Nick Sirianni, he's so good. He's so good.
Well, that's a fair point because it is true. That was a really well called play, good design. If Saquon catches it, we win the game, obviously, and we're 2-0. And obviously, this podcast is a much better talk. But
Joe,
regardless, you gotta.
My problem is this team is just not.
We don't have the personnel, dude. We don't.
What do you mean we don't have the personnel, John?
We don't have the personnel.
Jalen Hurts is no Patrick Mahomes. He's no Josh Allen. He's no Joe Burrow. He's just not
So
good
are you
enough.
on my Joe? So are you on my side that he sucks?
He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl.
He's the only reason why we were in that game.
He's not a great quarterback. He's nowhere near the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons, the Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows. Not even near those
I can
categories.
deal with that. I can do that. Is a respectable take, Joe.
He's just a good quarterback. For us to win a Super Bowl, you have to put serious weapons around him, and he doesn't have serious weapons right now. He's got Saquon. He's a weapon, but the defense is horrible.
The defense is
blows.
probably the worst defense.
And the wide receivers, I mean, what's your take on the wide receiving staff? What's your take?
Joe, we have the best wide receiver duo in the league.
But
We have
AJ
a
Brown
top
is out
five-
for weeks.
We have a top 7 tight end. Dallas Goedert. We don't even use them.
That's not good enough. For us to win, we're not going to win unless we have a serious offensive juggernaut with Jalen Hurts. We're not beating Patrick Mahomes in the fourth quarter when it's a shootout. We're never going to do that.
Well, that proves to me we have an incompetent quarterback. You just proved my point that we have an incompetent
not incompetent. We have a good quarterback.
Yes, you did.
Not a
This
great
team
quarterback.
has been- excuse me, Joe. Excuse me. This team has been ranked to have the best wide receiver duo in the league. Now we add Jahan Dotson. We add Saquon. We still have Dallas Goedert. And we went to the Super Bowl with just Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith. So why?
Well, the
can we
problem is
not
the
do it
defense.
now it comes to Jalen Hurts.
It comes to the defense. The reason why we went to the Super Bowl is because we had a top 2 defense in the league and one of the best in NFL history. We had 90 sacks. They've regressed heavily. We have no players on defense.
So what was the point of us bringing Vic Fangio here then? If he's not going to do the job, what is his point of being?
Who was calling the plays when we made the Super Bowl?
Jonathan Gannon.
Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon.
No.
Joe.
No. Say who was calling the plays. Say who was calling the plays.
Joe.
It was Nick Sirianni, dude. Nick
geez,
Sirianni.
Joe, you're lying to yourself.
It was, man. You're just hating on Nick Sirianni because you have no one else to hate on. You're taking all your wrath on him because he's the head coach. He ain't even do anything wrong.
Joe, do you think it was okay for Nick Sirianni to not speak to the team after the loss yesterday, 2 days ago?
All right. First of all, you can't yell at grown men after a game. That's not going to go well. Like, this isn't high school football. You can't go into the locker room and yell at people. Like, they're grown men. They have families. Like, that's not how it works. So, Tim, I bet he didn't speak to them after the game, but I bet you practice on Monday he spoke to the team. When everybody calmed down, he looked at the tape, looked at the film, and then really digested what happened and gave a smart take. But Jalen Hurts gave the post-game talk where he just probably said a quote and got them all, like, calmed down. But Nick Sirianni, I like when he's into it, like enthusiastic, yelling at the crowd. Right now, it looks like he's scared because he's got Howie looking over his back.
Joe, Vince, you have anything to say to Joe?
Well, I thought that was a really valid take, honestly. I think Howie is staring down his back. I think he is like really nervous at this point. That's why we went and hired Vic Fangio from Miami.
Yeah,
we got Kellen Moore.
And Ryan, what do you say what do you say to Saquon? I mean, Nick Sirianni and the offensive coordinator called a great play. He threw the ball right to his hands, and he just missed it. You're not.
Now, Joe, I want you to rewatch that play. It was an RPO call. It was RPO.
It was a play action. It was a play action.
It was an RPO.
It was a play action.
Wrong. It was an RPO where Jalen Hurts, the incompetent quarterback.
You can't call him incompetent, dude. That is such a bad take. He's a good quarterback. He went to the Super Bowl. He's just not great.
So if he's not a great quarterback, if he's not a Super Bowl quarterback, then he's incompetent to me.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying he's a good player. He's not on the same level of Mahomes. But he's saying he's not. He's saying he's good.
You can't just go out and get great generational QBs like off the sidewalk. Like that's just like they're very hard to come by. There's only 5 in the world.
I agree. He's an athletic player, but
Yes.
his passing
He
skills
is.
isn't. His passing isn't there.
It needs improvement. It will improve.
We've been saying this shit for a year and a half.
We're
now.
2 games in, dude. We're 2 games in.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt on that. He didn't play it all during the preseason. I will give him the benefit of the doubt on that. I will.
Yeah, that could affect it. I think he should have played a little more with the stakes on the line for the season because Philly fans are all jacked up for the season. But in reality, it's not. It's
All
not
right,
the end of
Joe.
the world.
All right, Joe. So what do you have to say about the Phillies? We're going to wrap this up. Let's see what you got to say about the Phillies.
Everybody is all World Series or bust on the Phils right now, overthinking it. So I think if they clinch the division, win the division, they win a pennant, that would be very cool. I think if they win the NLCS, I think that's a successful season for the Phillies if they do all that 4 or 3 things. They make it to the World Series. If they win or lose, I still think it's a successful season, but I do think they're going to win. So I got them winning.
You think they're going to win the World Series?
I think it's their year. This is the year. I think they got it this year. They got the experience, they got the people, they got the power, and they got the tools. They got the personnel. That's what the Eagles don't have.
I agree, but I just still don't think that they're going to win it.
What do they need? What are they missing?
What I don't know. I don't even know what they're missing. They might win it. I'm not ruling it totally out, Joe. I'm not ruling it totally out. What I'm saying is this has been the same copy and paste team since last year, since basically 2022. We haven't won. Maybe it is their year. Maybe this is the year they actually do it. I'd be very happy, be very proud. This is a good lineup, a lot of power, good pitching staff. Bullpen is great, but the playoffs and the World Series come down to whoever is playing hot baseball. The Arizona played hot last year. 2022 it was the Phillies. This year could be the friggin' Mets. You have no idea who it's going to be.
I think what's going to give them the edge is that experience, bro. They've been there. They know the spot. This is our 3rd year round with this team, this core. I just think there's just no shot that a team walls in there, except for the Dodgers. Maybe they scare me a little, but other than that, I mean the Yankees are scary. But I think we go 7 with all those teams, and it goes down to the 7th game, and that's a coin flip. But I just don't like the fact that people are saying if we don't win a World Series this year, it's a bust of a season, which I do not agree with. Do you agree with that?
So you don't think that it's a World Series or bust?
Nah, I think if we win the pennant, win the division, win the NLCS, that's not a bust of a season by any means.
No, I agree with that. I actually do. I like what I was saying when I was going and rating and saying that we're going to lose 40 games. I said we're going to lose 40 games in the second half. That was what I was. I was saying it would be a failure of a season if we didn't win the division, we didn't get a first round bye, and we didn't at least win the pennant. Right now, it looks like we're going to get first seed.
Yeah.
It looks we're going to get first seed. It looks per se like we're going to win the division without a doubt. So I wouldn't say it's a bust, but they have to win the pennant, get to the World Series.
Yeah.
But it is. If their first round exits,
bust.
It's a bust. It's a bust.
Anything but NLCS winners is a bust.
Anything but a trip to the World Series is a bust.
Yeah, I agree with that. We got too many superstars for that.
Well, then you got to look at Rob Thompson. You got to look at Rob Thompson and see what he's done.
No. Never looking at Rob, dude. He's doing great. There's nothing he's doing wrong.
Yeah, Joe. Yes, Joe.
Yep.
I love to hear that, Joe.
Yep. Dude. Yeah, he's not doing anything wrong. Rob's the best manager best manager I've seen in a while, man. He lets his guys play. Doesn't show too much emotion. Kind of manager you'd want to play for. Yep.
That's my guy, Joe. I mean, really.
I stand with Philly Rob. Yeah. I don't agree with the Rob hate. I mean,
now I'm going to say that there is some times where Rob Thompson makes it really hard to defend him.
His pitching.
Who he brings out of the pen.
Sometimes it's suspect. It's sometimes suspect, but his lineups are always good in my opinion.
Yeah, and you know what? Every manager makes bad decisions. You can't.
Yeah.
Can we add Ballpark Tommy? Ballpark. I don't even know. I don't know what Ballpark Tommy's doing right now. You got to ask 302 Birds. I know. I just seen their comment. Ballpark Tommy's a great guy.
Who do you? All right, I'll ask this question, Ryan.
Yeah.
If we lose, no. If we win the World Series, what has to happen? Like, who has to outperform what they're performing right now
To win the World Series.
to win the World Series? Who has to step up?
Harper.
Yep.
Harper
like a
needs
gimme.
to. Harper needs to get going.
Are you sold on Kirkring? Are you sort of sold on him? Meh. He's meh.
Kirkring is young, but Kirkring, in my opinion, and I said this after the Mets series. I made a pocket. I said this on a segment in there. I said Ryan Kirkring has figured it out as of recently. His sweeper's good. His slider's good. He's working the fastball, and it looks like he knows when and where to throw his pitches. He's gotten better as the season's going on. Now, I don't know if I fully trust him in like a high pressured spot. Jose Ruiz has been great. Surprisingly, Matt Strom's been great. I don't even. Jeff Hoffman is just the greatest dude I've ever seen.
Legit. And Wheeler's a Cy Young. Might win a Cy Young.
He should, but it'll probably be Chris Sale.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see that. All I hear is everybody. It's just a possibility. That's all I've heard.
Yeah. it is.
Estevez,
right
you like
now,
Estevez?
Estevez has gotten better. Estevez is still shaky, Joe. I mean, he's still shaky here and there. I would trust Estevez to be the closer if we're up like 3 runs to close.
He gets hit hard.
Yeah. I mean, what I mean. So if we're up 2-3 runs, I'm okay with Estevez. If it's a 1-run game, game 7, top of the 9th, Hoffman's going in. That's me. Hoffman is the best pitcher in our pen. And
you think he'll extend these relievers to more than 1 inning in the playoffs?
Well, it depends, though, man. You know what I mean? It depends. Like he has to worry about he can't burn guys out like he did to Kimbrel.
Yeah.
He has to be strategic. And when it comes to being strategic for Rob Thompson and with his bullpen arms, he's not the greatest guy at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he needs some work.
He needs some work. So I mean, I'm gonna love to see what what Thompson does, but I think you have to look at it. I mean, if a guy comes in like Strom, I could see going 2 innings or 1.5. Jose Ruiz could push 2. Kirkring is a one inning guy. Alvarado is a 1 inning guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to look at how you really just have to look at how it's
going. I would say the only 3 I would probably let go more than 1 or maybe even 2 is Strom and Hoffman. I would let them if they're
Hoffman,
hot.
yeah, but definitely Strom. Strom
All
is
right,
like a
I'm gonna end it with this. I said it first. Phillies they're going to the World Series. They're playing the New York Yankees in a Philly versus New York showdown. It goes to 7. The Phillies win Game 7 in Philly, 3-2, walk off.
No,
really?
Bryce Harper bomb. I said it first.
Now that's a bold prediction, Joe.
That would be sick.
That's a storybook ending. That's what you call that.
Well, maybe if we get big enough here at Broad Street Sports, we can get free tickets to Game 7 of the World Series, and we can watch that shit live.
Yep, that would be amazing. All right, see you, Ryan.
I appreciate it, Joe. Thank you.
Peace.
All right, guys. So that is the end of the live stream. It's been a long 1 hour, really. It was good to get a live stream back. We did a bunch of them over the summer, but it's good to have it back. It was good. But I just want to say thank you guys for all the love. We've been blowing up on TikTok. Just had 70,000 views, 30,000 views. Like, I've been blowing up a lot. My YouTube is almost at 200 subscribers already. I remember in like August, I wasn't even at 100 subscribers, so I'm almost at 200. So I've been growing pretty quick. I appreciate and love all yous. I have the merch. Pretty soon we're going to be starting to design Red October merchandise.
True.
And or Halloween merchandise for Broad Street Sports. So if you guys want any merch at all, like this beautiful shirt I'm wearing right now, go ahead and go and DM me. I'll give you some shirts. I don't even know what else. Go watch watch and comment on my video. I talked about the Nick Sirianni not speaking to the team. But thank you all for tuning in to this live stream. It was fun. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you.
Peace out.